The Springland's Hollow Halls is where you get the collector and then unlock a bunch of Hollow Halls related recipes. As you go through the Hollow Halls, you also obtain other cool loot items. If you are going through this as a solo player, you will have to deal with massive hordes. Maybe you'll contemplate rage quitting. And don't forget that you're investing in insane time sink. In the chaos of it all, you may miss some things, so in this video, I'll guide you through the Hollow Halls. I'll help you find those special loot items and give you some tips and tricks so you can tackle this beast of a quest and get on with your day. Before you enter the halls, get yourself loaded up on meats that will increase your constitution, items that will heal you up, and plenty of ammo. So you should have the hunter and the alchemist at this point. Additionally, you may have collected a couple of these summoning vessels in a few different quests. If you are playing solo, bring these along as these will help you to lighten the load on some of the hordes. The hollow enemies will also drop these when you kill them. When I go through the halls, I typically bring about 500 explosive arrows and a few hundred shroud arrows. Even while using the wand, the staff, and melees that I have, I still wind up nearly depleting all of my arrows I bring, so do not pack lightly. For the health healing stuff, I usually pack a few healing potions, bandages, and some berries because the hollows do deal a lot of damage to you. Use the potions when you need to heal on the fly, and use the berries or the bandages when you have a few seconds to heal with no interruptions. Now first, in case you are struggling to get to the Hollow Halls, act like you are going to the obelisk that is just past Peaceful Acres. Once there is a path that goes to the south. And this path leads you to the Hollow Halls, so just follow that basically until it ends. There you go. As you enter the front gates, check out the table in front of you and read some lore. Then go down the stairs and you will see a small room with the teleporter in the back and a small horde. You can fight the horde until they are all dead, or lure them towards the front, then glide to the teleporter to bypass the fight entirely. It's totally up to you. As you teleport to the next chamber, you will go through the gates and then you will see a beacon, where you can replenish your rest and find loot on the adjacent tables and chairs. Going down the stairs, you will find a sizable horde. In this chamber, there is a barrier that must be unlocked by collecting 2 barrier keys. There is one in front of the barrier, and the other one is above, and you can only access it using your grappling hooks. When the second key is obtained, the barrier unlocks and you can proceed to the next section. In the next section, you'll come to a 4-way intersection. The left is a dead end, the right is where you need to go next, and then straight ahead leads you to a chamber to get some extra loot. If you go through the doors to the chamber ahead, there will be a small little fight to put up, but once it's cleared, you can get some extra loot in the coffins and on the bookshelves in the room. When you go towards the next section, you'll see a fairly large horde to fight. This will probably be your biggest horde yet. If you manage to glide or jump over them, you will enter a room with a destroyed column. You could climb up on that column to thin the herd out and then come down when it's a little bit more manageable. However, just know that some of the hollows can jump and thus reach you, so it's not a foolproof method, but it works nonetheless. As you get that horde taken care of, you will come to an open chamber where a bunch of mage hollows are lurking. I personally backtracked to the little perch in the room before entering this area, but their numbers are much smaller than the horde before, so they are also pretty manageable with ground combat. Nonetheless, when you clear out the mage hollows and head towards the chamber in which they were lurking, you want to head left towards the beacon. That's the next place you want to go to. However, there is a dark corner straight ahead with a ton of rubble piled up. If you use your explosives or pickaxe, you can clear the rubble and find a secret room. Once you clear your way into the room, head towards the pile of rubble straight ahead and unearth a casket and get a special Hollow Halls loot. These items deal extra damage to the hollow, so you can start using them right away, or take them home to your base and place some of them on the weapon mounts. Backtrack to the next beacon, where you can head down the stairs. To the right of the beacon, you can repair your equipment. And from this point onward, there will be one of these equipment repair stations in all rooms where there is a beacon. Next, go through the doors and head down the stairs and face yet another horde. This one is a bit more sizable, and like all the others, try to find a place to prop yourself up or manage them in some other way. I brought them back to the beacon and closed the door so I could take care of a smaller group that made it through the closing doors. Then I proceeded to fight them through the door. Then you could go down to the chamber where they came from and read some lore. From the area where you get the lore, you may mine some rubble and ectoplasm to the right, or you could go straight ahead to the next section. When you head towards the next section, you will fall through a wide open chamber. Like the first room, there are barrier keys you need to collect to unlock the barrier. However, if you head back towards where you fell, there is a nook in the center that has a secret door. Open the secret door to get some loot. From the top of the stairs, you can see 5 keys that need to be collected, 3 up high and 2 in the center and back of the room. However, there are 6 keys in total. The 6th key is below you. To get the one below you, as you are looking towards the barrier, turn right to gradually climb down to get to a lower level. The key is in the center, and you'll have to find the grapple points to swing across to get the key. Head towards the center of the room to get the key, and then go either left or right towards the stairs and get up on the platform. Look up and towards the direction from where you entered the room, and you should spot a grapple point. Grapple up and climb up the rubble to reach the next level. You'll see a key sort of in the center. Next, you'll want to go towards the side of the room, heading towards where you fell, and then glide to the lower level where there is yet another key. Now, if you do not have the updraft skill, you will have to glide down to the lower level and basically repeat what you just did to get the key that's on the other side of the room. But if you have the updraft skill, then you can fly across the room using the updraft to reach the platform on the other side. Then head towards the still locked barrier to collect the last key and leave the room. Replenish your rest and repair your equipment. At the beacon, you will see that you can go left or right. No matter which way you choose, you will land up in the same place that'll lead you to the next and final portion of the Hollow Halls. If you go down the stairs, you'll go through a few rooms, get some special Hollow Halls loot, and then go through some obstacles before you unlock a door that takes you to the next section. If you go through the doors, you will go through some obstacles, get some special Hollow Halls loot, and come across a door that needs to be unlocked, and that takes you to the next section. If you want to hit up both areas, it means you have to clear one area and then backtrack to the beacon to go through the other area. They do not connect with each other at all. As far as difficulty goes, I think the section down the stairs is harder than going through the doors, so do what you want with that information. If you go down the stairs, you will reach an opening with a pile of rubble straight ahead and then a door on either side. Go towards the door on your right, but before you open the door, you should see a prompt for a grapple point. Climb up and open the chest for some loot. But don't leave just yet. To the left of the chest, as you are looking at it, there is a secret door. Open it and grab the Hollow Halls loot that is in the coffin. Leave the way you came and open the door that's next to the grapple point. There will be a few bats, but it's all manageable. And for the most part, you will encounter, bats and your standard loot. If you go to the left, you will enter a second room. However, the center column in the room has a climbing fence on the back of it. Climb up the wall, and towards the center of the room, there is a coffin where you could get some Hollow Halls loot. You could climb down the same way that you came, or you will find another wall to climb that is on the opposite side of the room. If you head back towards the open area, go to the door across the way and expect a little bit of a tougher fight. As you clear this room and grab the loot in it, you'll notice it has a door that leads to a second room. Open the door and there will be more hollows to kill. Once the room is cleared, get some loot in the coffins. Open the remaining door in the room and you will be on the other side of that rubble. At this point, if you want to check out the other portion up by the beacon, backtrack to the beacon to go through the doors. You will encounter a spiky floor, and then some electric charges shooting out the walls, and then a horde. Like elsewhere, clear the horde, and I will suggest using the obstacles that you just went through as a tool. Go through the doors and then you'll reach a three-way intersection. If you go left, you'll have a couple of hollows to deal with, but nothing that's like overwhelming. Grab the hollow hall's loot in the coffin and then go across the way, and there you will unlock a door, and that leads you to the next, and as I said, the final portion of the hollow halls. Go past the beacon and down the stairs. Then you will reach this long bridge. Across the way, you will get to this huge chamber. It has 4 locked doors and then a barrier that also needs to be unlocked. Note there is also a locked door back from where you came from. In this part, you will be taken on hordes one by one. Within each horde, a hollow will hold a key that will unlock one of the locked doors. Then a horde containing the Reaper Hollow will come out of the room that was just unlocked. He will hold a key to the barrier. The first horde that arrives will be coming from the locked door from where you came. These hordes are the largest you will encounter, and as a solo player, you will get overwhelmed, run out of stamina, and maybe die a ton of times. Now, there are a few places you can escape to for a little bit of relief, and they will give you some time to heal. First, you can lure hordes towards the area from where you came and hop on the ledges next to the stairs. However, some of the hollows like the basics and the hounds can reach you there. So it's not a great permanent spot, but you can thin out the horde a little bit in this spot. Some more good spots are on the ledges on either side of the bridge. The only thing you have to watch out for are the Mage hollows and their icy magic. The other fairly good spot is right by the grappling points where the arches between the chamber and the bridge. As long as there aren't hollows near the stairs, it doesn't register for them to attack you by going up the stairs. Also, this would be a good time to use the skull summoning vessels. These are like your little helpers that do a decent amount of damage to the enemies. So I toss a few of them at a time to deal with the hordes if they're just getting a little too big. As each door opens up, a new horde will come out from that newly unlocked door. And within these rooms are silver chests containing the Hollow Hall's building block and some standard loot. You will be doing this for a while, but eventually you will take down the last Reaper Hollow and unlock the barrier. You may have some scragglers to deal with, but if you are all clear and you got the building blocks, head towards the barrier and grab the collector. Then get the last little bit of loot as well as the Hollow Hall's loot. Then use the teleporter, which will get you back to the entrance, and leave the way you came. Okay, that's going to do it for today, guys. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for letting me put my game on for you. Like and subscribe if you want to hear more from me, and we will just see you in the next one. Bye!